Welcome back to the program. Don't you just love it when you do a show and you tell people about something and you say, hey, if we get involved, if we get active, if we get on it right away, we can make a difference. Yet again, how many times throughout these 12 plus years I've been doing this, whether it's going against Democrats, whether it's going against rhinos, whether it's giving out phone numbers, whether it's going for emails, whether it's going for, hell, even back in the day, faxes, believe it or not. In the very beginning, there were still faxes around. Bottom line is activism is the key. And a lot of people say, well, gosh, it's so hard. It's like, oh my God, I got to take the time and I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to send emails and I got to track them down on social media and I got to, call the Capitol switchboard. It's like, Josh, I just want to live my life. I just want to, do my thing, leave me alone. But the reality is that when we each take just a little bit of time, and we remain civically active, we can make a difference. As censored as I am and have been, I have been able to do so many things through my audience, through many of the people that have been watching me throughout all these years. There's a little over 497 of you that are subscribed to the website, and only 5, maybe 8% of you actually comment. And I would say only 3.5 to 4% actually comment every single day. So what does that mean? Well, number one, for me, it sucks because I would love to hear from more of you, because your voices are extremely important, just as much as mine is. And I want to hear from you. And I want you to comment more. But what it says to me is there are still so many of you that don't want to get involved, that kind of keep things quiet, that don't comment all the time. And that's fine. But if you actually take the initiative to share the videos and to make the phone calls when I say that we need to do that, or send the emails, we can make a difference. Even being censored, we can make a difference. Thank God I now have X. The video that I did yesterday, I put up on X. It has well over, I think, 6,300 or 6,400 views already. And it's been shared quite a bit and everything else. And what we're finding out now is that a lot of people are now on board, and a lot of people have been sending me private emails. I'm not going to give names, saying, Josh, I contacted Congress. I went to contactmypolitician.com. I made 2 phone calls. I'm not in a red district. I'm in a blue district. But I went and I contacted, just like you said, another red district, and I contacted, a senator and a congressman and all that stuff. You're sending me those emails, okay? They're coming in and I'm reading them when I get the time to do so. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we finally, I believe, have Speaker Johnson's attention. Speaker Johnson is revealing House plans to limit the abuses of activists, judges, and expose the worst offenders. Now, I am not going to sit here and say that this is all me and I'm taking all the glory, because that's not the case, okay? I'm still censored, but I'm still able to get my message out to a certain amount of people. And I do know for a fact that many people close to the Trump administration watch my show. They may not comment, but I know they watch, okay? And so I'm happy to help. That's the bottom line. I don't need credit. I don't need accolades. I just want to save the country. But more importantly, I want these judges to stop issuing these injunctions. And that's why I brought it to everyone's attention yesterday. House Speaker Big Johnson, until he does something, I'm still going to call him that, on Saturday vowed to work to limit the abuses of activist federal judges. Radical leftist judges are waging an all-out war against President Trump, Trump's voters, and of course the executive branch. We are in a constitutional crisis. President Trump, in less than 2 months, has faced 129 legal challenges by activist judges. Only 2 cases are closed. Well, let me add to that. There's another, I think, 28 or 29 that should be closed pretty soon, that he's going to win. They didn't discuss that. Trump faced 64 total injunctions halting or trying to halt his policies during his first term, and 15 injunctions so far in his second term, more than all U.S. presidents combined. Top Democrat Senator Chuckie Schumer even boasted about putting 235 progressive leftist judges on the bench during the Biden years so that they could rule against Trump. Now, he's also said recently that his job is not to defeat Republicans. His job is not to defeat President Trump. His job is to drive down the approval ratings of President Trump. That's what a dirtbag Chuck Schumer is, and that's what, all of the left are, basically. Because they can't win, so they're like spoiled little brats and babies that are going to run around. They're going to try to go to Republican districts, but they're going to get laughed at because it's not going to work. And they're going to try to drive down his negatives. Okay, well, so far, as Howard Lutnick said the other day, when you attack him, you give him more and more energy. You energize him even more. He goes bigger, he goes stronger, and he ends up defeating you, which is why he is president. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court has failed to act, and of course, Chief Justice Roberts is dragging his feet on Trump's emergency appeal related to these nationwide injunctions. Now, they're talking about the different judges, but we'll go through that. Boasberg, Chutkan, Beryl, who, by the way, we're now going after again because they filed an appeal directly to her. And it says here, Speaker Johnson revealed plans to limit the abuses of these Marxist judges. The House is working overtime to limit the abuses of activist federal judges. Our judiciary GOP will expose the worst offenders in a high-profile hearing, and we are preparing urgent legislative action based off of Representative Darrell Issa's bill, No Rogue Rulings Act of 2025. That's important because that was my entire show. Well, no, I had some other stuff yesterday, but the majority of my show yesterday was exactly about that. And then I said what? I said contact your politicians, send them emails, reach out to them on social media, contact, call the switchboard. I made a thumbnail with the information in it. I do a lot as best I can to kind of give you the tools. I cook the meal, it's up to you to eat it, right? Basically, that's what we've been doing all these years. So this is really good because this means that you guys have taken the initiative, as well as perhaps many people, over 6,500 now or whatever it is. I haven't checked lately. I think it's somewhere around that 6480 or whatever on X have seen the video and they are taking action. And that's why it is important. So when I put something out there and I say, hey, let's jump on this right now. And the good news is, honestly, is I actually now have a platform that I'm not censored on. So I can amplify these things. And I did it pretty quick, and I'm not taking full credit. Okay, there's other people out there. No one that I know of put out a video about that, but that doesn't mean that they didn't know about it. And so this is really good news because it looks like Speaker Johnson has heard from us and is now looking at this much more seriously. So thank you. Not me, thank you for doing your job. God bless you. Because if they pass the No Rogues Ruling Act and it goes to the Senate, we have enough votes in the Senate. President Trump will sign it into law. It will limit the scope of these injunctions, and they will not be able to blanket the entire country with these injunctions. Will they be able to do it in a certain area? Yeah, they will. And we'll still have to fight it. But at least it won't be the entire country like it is now. Some idiot judge in New York can say, I don't like Trump's tie today. We're going to do an injunction. He can't wear red ties anymore. They have to be blue ties. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put this out so it's all over the entire country and California. Now, I'm being stupid and silly, but I'm giving you an example of just what they can do or try to do. Again, they don't have the permission to do this. It's unconstitutional. They're not in their lanes. They are not in the executive branch. And it's all going to get shot down. But why wait? Let's do it now. So God bless you all for working so hard on that. I really appreciate it. Now, is Elon Musk really worried, honestly, about these Tesla takedowns? No, he's not. The guy has so much money, number one. Number two, he's got SpaceX. He's got, of course, Tesla, but he also has so many other companies. He still gets money, believe it or not, from the start of PayPal, okay? And so he's creating new things. He's creating robots and all these different things. He's got Starlink. He's got Neuralink. I mean, the guy's not going broke, okay? He's not going broke. And here's a good example of his attitude right here. This is what you need to hear. Listen to this. Volume's up.
So overall,
I hate it when they're quiet. Why do they do this? They make these damn things quiet. Let me see if I can raise the volume. No, I can't. So I'll just put the speaker higher.
It's good. If you read the news, it feels like, Armageddon. So I was like, I can't walk past the TV without seeing a Tesla on fire. Like, what's going on? Some people, it's like, listen, I understand if you don't want to buy our product, but you don't have to burn it down. That's a bit unreasonable, Like, like, this is psycho. Stop being psycho. Okay. So overall,
So he's saying, stop being psycho. He's laughing. He knows he's going to win. And by the way, if you want to buy Tesla stock as it's going down, it's a damn smart investment because it's going to skyrocket in the future. I'm not a financial wizard or guru by any stretch. You do your own research. But if it went down and now it's a lot more affordable, buy some stock if you can in Tesla. It's going to skyrocket once this is all done with and over. Once we start giving 20-year sentences. Once, like as President Trump said, let's send these purple-headed, nose ring, tattooed freaks that don't know what sex they are. Why don't we send them to El Salvador, huh? Let Bukele take care of them in CCOP. That's what I'd like to see. And apparently President Trump wants to see it too. So if they think they're going to El Salvador, well, maybe they'll stop. But you know what else I was thinking? There's 277 Tesla dealers in the United States of America. 25% of them are in the state of California alone. Okay? So Elon Musk has got more money than anything, right? Why doesn't he just have armed security at the dealerships that are in, states that are a problem? Put it in California, put it in New York, put it in Washington State, put it in Oregon, and then, you could do, Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia area. You could do New Jersey, right? You could do Connecticut, you could do Massachusetts. So, you do about, 10, 12 states, right? You pay for security, it's a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the bucket. You have armed security guards in front of your Tesla dealers. Guess what? Ain't nobody blowing anything up after that, all right? And do it now before Jasmine Crockashit and her March 29th, 500 Tesla takedown rallies and protests and violence and everything else that they're trying to do. Do that now. Makes sense, doesn't it? So anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Just wanted to do a short video and really just thank you for being so civically active. God bless you. And I wanted to just make sure that you understand that when we push and when we are a large group of activists, we can get things done. Now, let's see if Big Johnson is not going to be a Big Johnson and actually says what he has said publicly, which is he is going to work his ass off on trying to immediately pass the No Rogues Ruling Act. Time will tell whether or not we need to get on his ass again soon. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.